Story 1. My husband fed me poop. Yes, you read that right. Yesterday evening, my husband decided to play a prank on me. He had noticed that our guinea pig, Fluff, was happily munching on alfalfa, and it gave him an idea. He took a few of Fluff's pellets, the guinea pig droppings, and thinking it was harmless since they only eat alfalfa, mixed them into a bowl of chocolates. He figured that if anyone could tell something was off, it would be me. Later, when we were sitting together, I reached for the bowl of chocolates without any suspicion. I popped a piece in my mouth, chewed, and immediately noticed something strange. The taste was off. I looked at him, and he pretended to be innocent, asking if something was wrong. It didn't take long for me to realize that something wasn't right, and that's when he finally confessed with a laugh. He told me it was just guinea pig poop, but since it was made of alfalfa, it was completely safe, and that he mixed in not only week-old poop, but fresh poop as well. I deep clean the cage once a week. I was disgusted, but mostly, I couldn't believe he'd actually gone through with it. I blew up and kicked him out of the house because that is utterly disgusting. I was sick most of the night and my stomach has been the same since. He and his family are mad at me for blowing things out of proportions. Should I be this upset over a prank? Edit. I am meeting him in an hour to talk about things and get more clarity. I will keep you guys updated. For those asking, he's 46 and I am 35. We met 7 years ago and have been married 6 years. Edit. He came home to talk and gather some things because I am not sure if I want him to come back. So here is the update. He's admitted that this isn't the first time he's tampered with my food. I eat a salad every day for lunch, and he admitted that he put grass in my salad once and told me by saying, "You are overreacting to this entire situation. I fed your grass once and you never noticed. I thought it would be funny." My reply was, "Grass?" I eat micro salads, so everything is chopped really fine. Him. "Yeah, one time I put grass in your salad to see if you'd notice and you didn't." Did he think I wouldn't notice the poop as well? Long story short, he laughed about it again. No apology. I asked him for a divorce and he started throwing things around the house. Thankfully, I recorded the entire conversation. I live in a state that you can record without someone knowing, and kept the bowl of poop. I'll keep you updated as this goes on. Final update, hopefully. I'm meeting with a lawyer tomorrow. I demanded a divorce and he said, "Okay, we will see how this plays out. You know about the poop. Too bad you won't know anything else." I saw a doctor this afternoon and he said that it's definitely dangerous and I should watch for any weird symptoms for the next couple of weeks. What's scary about this is I've been diagnosed with digestive issues since marrying him. About a year after we got married, I started having horrible stomach pains and was later diagnosed with gastroesophageal reflux disease and irritable bowel syndrome. I'm starting to wonder if he's been feeding me stuff since. I guess I'll see after this divorce if these issues go away. For those of you who think this is fake, I pray that no one feeds you literal feces one day, and in a way to vent you tell it to people who don't believe you. Filing a police report. Now for the comments. Never have I hoped more that a post was fake. Is your ex-husband the effing devil, oh my god? The devil? This is much worse. The devil would be impressed. Is this real? Poop can have all kinds of bacteria and diseases that are detrimental to health, apart from just generically being disgusting. Even if he doesn't see it, he basically just poisoned you. It might even be a felony depending on your jurisdiction. The fact that he admitted to tampering with your food before increases the likelihood of conviction if it were to go to court. I'm horrified by this. This is a crime. Report him to the police. It is also abuse. You are being abused. You have no way of knowing what other twisted crap he's pulled on you. He is manipulative, lacks empathy, and remorseless. This is the very definition of a psychopath. Girl, leave and never look back. That's not a prank. It's straight up abuse and so beyond disrespectful. Tampering with food is dangerous, and the fact he laughed and showed zero remorse is terrifying. You deserve so much better. Stay strong and protect yourself. This is not a prank. This is abuse. Please divorce him. There is supposed to be trust in a marriage, and I don't see how you could ever trust him again. Would he enjoy eating feces? I mean, horses eat grass and oats and hay, so it's okay to make him a sandwich of horse feces. What the hell is wrong with that man? I don't care if it's my best friend, brother, father, hell even grandmother. If someone feeds me poop like that, they cannot comprehend the unholy butt kicking they'd receive for it. Holy crap, not the a-hole, and you honestly underreacted from what I've read. This is really F up. I wouldn't want to stay with a person, much less want to be intimate with someone who purposely fed me poop. Tapering with food is so messed up. Who knows what else he's done that he hasn't admitted yet. Reminds of a story on one of the baby parenting subs a couple years ago of a guy that fed his gal while she was postpartum baby crap on toast. Looked like peanut butter, etc. And he too, though it was a joke. Not the a-hole OP leave this guy. Not the a-hole. Please be careful. This man does not respect you, obviously, and the fact that he started throwing things around makes me concerned. I would leave him, if at all possible. Anytime he needs to get stuff from the house, make sure you have at least one friend there with you, and wait outside, with your friend and pets, until he's gone. If you file a restraining order, it will make any negative actions he does worth more jail time. I'm pretty sure sneaking poop into your wife's food is enough of a crime to warrant one. Then, a cop can be there if he needs something. What an absolute hole. Story 2. Am I the a-hole here for telling my dad's parents that I don't want them at my graduation when they said I wasn't their real grandson? In November, my 18-male dad's parents and my mom got into an argument because they said they decided to start a college fund for my brother, 11-male. It wasn't even brought up. They just decided to share it on their own. My mom was confused since they mentioned it out of the blue, but thanked them. She asked them why they decided to make one now and why they brought it up. They said something about wanting to do it for their grandson and making sure he's set so he doesn't have to worry about paying for college. My mom then asked if they had started one for me, and they said I wasn't their real grandson. So the answer was no, and they didn't have one for me. They added something about how I'd get something else, and accused my mom of expecting too much. For context, my dad adopted me when I was 5. He started dating my mom when I was 2. I don't know my biological father personally, but I know of him. He died when I was 3, and my mom told me he wasn't a good person and was in and out of jail. My dad is the only dad I've ever known, and I always thought his parents accepted me. But hearing them basically say I wasn't their real grandson hurt. It wasn't even about the money. It was the fact that I was excluded and realizing the only reason why was because I wasn't my dad's biological son. The argument happened right in front of me and my brother, just a few days before Thanksgiving. Since then, I viewed my dad's parents differently and tried to keep my distance from them. They eventually apologized for saying I wasn't their real grandson, but only because my dad basically forced them to. Over time, I realized I didn't really care anymore, but I just loved them more than they loved me. School is almost back in, and I take senior pictures soon. My dad's parents were over for Christmas, and my parents brought up me taking pictures. That led to my dad's parents talking about how excited they were to see me graduate and how they couldn't wait. This confused me. It honestly did, because a month ago they basically told me that I wasn't their real grandson, and now they're excited to see their grandson graduate. I told them that they weren't coming and that I didn't want them there. Of course, this shocked my parents and my dad's parents. They asked why, and I told them I remember them saying I wasn't their real grandson, so it doesn't make sense for them to want to come to my graduation when they have no ties to me. My dad looked upset, and his parents were too. His parents basically said I should move on since they already apologized and meant no harm. I told them that when they apologized, it was only because my dad told them to. After that, it got awkward. This happened during Christmas, and I haven't seen them since. My dad told me they're hurt by what I said, and that I should apologize and let them know I didn't mean it, and that I'd still like them to come. I told him I meant what I said, and that I don't want them there. It's not like I can stop them from coming anyway, but I'd prefer if they didn't, since they have no reason to be there. He says their feelings are hurt. It's honestly embarrassing to think they've been my grandparents my whole life, only to find out they didn't even think of me as their grandson. My mom says she agrees with me, but thinks I should consider my dad's feelings, since this puts him in a hard position and wants everyone to be family. I'm not trying to hurt my dad, but I just don't want his parents at my graduation when I just found out they didn't accept me. Now, for the comments. Not the a-hole. The fact that they said that, never mind in front of you, is outrageous. There are consequences for actions and words, and they're upset they have to face them. And the fact everyone is worried about your dad's feelings and his parents' feelings but are completely ignoring your feelings is telling. Exactly. You are the kid in this situation. What they did was messed up. Your dad should be asking what you need to help heal and move on. His parents created the mess and now they have to deal with the fallout. So many elders think they can say whatever they want and it will be okay or forgiven because they are elders. But no, that is not how it works. You have to be accountable to your actions, just like everyone else. Not the a-hole. Your feelings are hurt and your feelings are just as valid. Once you say something like that, you can't take it back, no matter how much you wish you could. Thank you. I was starting to believe I was the one in the wrong, seeing how much this is making my dad upset. But what really stung was that they said all of that stuff right in front of me and didn't even bother to say sorry until the next day, and only because my dad made them. I don't think they would have if my dad didn't tell them. Right now, it feels like my mom is the only one who really understands where I'm coming from, and my dad is just trying to play mediator. NTA, next time your dad days, their feelings are hurt. Simply say, my feelings are hurt. There's no argument that could be made. Their feelings are hurt because of consequences. Your feelings are hurt because they were purposely cruel. There's a difference. Honestly, I can't see a flaw in your logic. They hurt you, in front of you, and what they said can't be unsaid. I don't even begin to know how they erase that, or you even healing from that. Tell you, Dad, they hurt you deeply. And one doesn't just get over that with an I'm sorry, changes nothing. Not the a-hole. Came here to say this. They can apologize until they're blue in the face. That doesn't mean they can unsay what they said, or that you can unhear what you heard. Your relationship was damaged irrevocably when they renounced you. They told you to your face you're not their grandson. I don't know what more there is to talk about. Your dad is understandably hurt that his parents have proved themselves such assholes, but he's gonna have to get over that. Now you know where you stand with them, and I would act accordingly for the rest of your life. They can expect not to be at your high school graduation, not to be at your college graduation, not to be at your wedding, and not to be grandparents to your children. Do your best to retain normal relations with your father and your brother, but I would say you and your father's parents are done. Not the a-hole. Even if they try and pull the "we didn't mean it" card, I'd say, well, even if you say you didn't mean it, you only started a college fund for one of your grandkids and not the other, and actions speak louder than words. And then I'd slip it that they shouldn't expect invites to any other major life events, future weddings, etc., either, since those are for real family. Story 3. Am I the a-hole for not staying with my wife after her C-section? My wife was admitted to hospital for an induction of our second child. She had a rough time during her first pregnancy, as it was during lockdown, UK. I was not allowed to stay during this time, so she asked that I stay each night with her during this pregnancy. She gets quite anxious and wanted me there for support during the night, as she didn't feel comfortable asking the night staff. We came to the hospital 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, where she was put on a ward and started on hormones. The labor wasn't progressing very quickly, so she told me to go home around 9 a.m. as she'd need me when the baby came. I came back in the evening and she told me to go home and rest around midnight. I came up early Monday morning and spent the day with her, and went home around 5 to spend time with our daughter, staying with my parents. I got a call at 1 a.m. Tuesday from her. She thought she was in labor, but didn't think the staff were taking her seriously. I rushed up to the ward. Baby was born 3 hours later via an emergency C-section. We were moved around a fair bit until we were settled in a ward around 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Both extremely tired, her obviously much more, but we managed a few hours as they had a little sofa I could lay down on. I got up throughout the night to help with baby so she could rest. Wednesday, we had a nap during the day, but I stayed all day. This is where the question arose. The baby was noted to have a health problem, and so has been taken for further tests. I took the baby as my wife had trouble walking during the pregnancy due to pelvic pain. This has continued, and so she is in a lot of pain quite often, combined with the surgery. They needed to move us to another ward to observe the baby, but this ward does not have a pull-out bed for partners. I have lower back pain, so I've carried a cushion around to alleviate it while she's been in hospital. It doesn't do much, but it means I can sit in the chairs for a bit rather than needing to lie down. I've told me wife that I couldn't stay, as I wouldn't be able to sit in the chair all night with no sleep. She expected me to stay the night and continue to help her out during the day. I feel really bad about it, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at all, and sitting in the chair would just further screw up my back. Then I'd be of no use the next day without sleep and with back pain. I set everything up for my wife to make it easier for her during the night. I spoke to the staff and told them how anxious she is and that she'd need extra help, and told my wife to ask for help when she needed it. I left at 12 a.m. and came back when the doors opened next morning. I've been taking over during the day and letting her rest when she wants to. My argument is that I can't physically stay awake all night and all day. Although I'd agreed to stay all night with her before admission, I thought at least I'd be able to lie down. Am I the a-hole? Now for the comments. Not the a-hole, but wow, are the opinions split. Speaking as a woman who spent 6 weeks in the hospital once, generally there's plenty of assistance available. Not sure about the facility here, but he did express to the staff that his wife would need more assistance. On the other hand, a sleepless night isn't too much of a big deal, but also, Dad here is going to have to step up his help once Mom goes home, because this sounds like she is going to need physical support, so having him stooped over and in pain means two parents struggling. So, anyway, an unfortunate situation where you both needed more help. I work as a postpartum doula and offer overnight hospital stays for new families, if partner has to go home to sleep or care for other children, etc. Some people don't have extra family around, and it's important to find extra care at least for yourselves. You're not the a-hole, but just not prepared for the experience. You're the a-hole. Should have found someone else she trusted to sit with her. You think she wasn't in pain and exhausted? You decided to pile more onto her to give yourself a break instead of solving the problem, so you both could have your needs met. Let's recap. She is pregnant for 9 months, 100% on her. Uncomfortable, dangerous, painful, you get the picture. Labor and delivery, also 100% on her. She was the one who was cut open and had major surgery. The first overnight with the baby should not also be 100% on her. You needed to step up here and you didn't. She told you how anxious she was. She told you she didn't want to be alone. You decided that what you needed was more important than what she needed, even after she already did all of the sacrifice up to this point to actually make the baby. Stop defending yourself, apologize, and do better. If he throws out his back, he'll be of no help to anyone. The hospital is the a-hole for not finding you something to sleep on. You and your family were in a bad spot, and going home sounds like the worst option. You can't be expected to stay up, but she's expected to be alert and tending to the baby after an emergency C-section? Okay, you're the a-hole. No a-holes here. I had 2 babies via C-section, and it is hell. However, I also have horrible back pain and experience of sitting in those god-awful hospital chairs all day when my dad was sick. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and there's no winners or losers here. You're the a-hole. Your wife was just cut in half and you can't come up with a solution, egg, airbed, cushions, or just suck it up in order to support her? You can't pour from an empty cup. You need to take care of yourself first before you can take care of everyone and everything else. I learned this during the 5.5 years I nursed my late husband through cancer. Congratulations on your new arrival. I'm a retired nurse in the States. Some rooms are spacious and full of comfort, and right down the hall is hell in a broom closet. Even nice pullouts and all are not often very comfortable. You maybe could have gone to waiting room and she could call you. Hospitals are so all over the map nowadays post-COVID. My daughter was in the hospital a lot in 2023, and there were no visitors after 6 p.m. They were strict. It's over now. Be extra and do your best. Good luck to you all.
Thank you for listening. If you like the video, consider like and subscribe. If you want more stories like these, turn on your notification to receive the latest stories.